What's going on, guys? So I wanted to give y'all a Heroes deck that can actually compete in the current meta today. Now, is it the best deck? Probably not, but it is actually really, really good. So let's get right into it. We'll start off with the main deck. The main deck does have a new addition out of Terminal Revenge. So we're going to start off, we're going to go 3 Stratos, your number 1 starter in the deck. That's arguable because this can also be a really good starter in Ferris at 3. But you need 3. Some people are playing 2. Just play 3. 3 Mally. This is something that changed on one of the recent ban lists, and it's really good. 2 Vision Hero Vions. Don't play 1. 2 Vision Hero Increase. Don't play 1. Trust me. If you want to risk it for the biscuit, go ahead. But just trust me. 1 Plasma. Self-explanatory. Skill drain, basically. 1 Neos. You have to play it. It's a brick. You have to play it, though. 1 Denier, 1 Shadow Mist. This one's not too bad of a brick. This one's not too bad of a brick. 1 Liquid Soldier. And then for our newest addition, I'll throw them right here. 1 Wing Karibo, level 6. It has kind of some battle tricks, and it also has, it's a free body. Must be special summon from your hand or graveyard by banishing 1 elemental hero, fusion monster, 1 winged Karibo from your hand, face up field, or graveyard. So it can be a free body in certain situations, and it can do a lot of cool stuff in that regard. Because sometimes in Heroes you do struggle to have that extra body that you need to push for games. So and it's not too bad of a card to have in hand or grave. So you'll see why it's kind of good to have cards that you can discard in a minute. For our spells, we're going to play 3 Hero Lives. Mandatory 3. I know losing half your life points kind of sucks, but the goal of this deck is to build an unbreakable board and just win. 3 Fusion Destiny. This is a great card to have. It's not the best starter in the world, but it can be a starter if you're in a bad position, and you can still end on a decent board, and I'll show you all that later. So Polymerization at 1, mandatory. Miracle Fusion, mandatory. Mass Change, mandatory. That's how you get out your Dark Law, your Dystopia, or not Dystopia, Acid, whatever his name is. Anyway, I'll show you in a minute. There's so many of them. 1 Favorite Contact, because it's one of your win conditions, and it's honestly so good. For our non-engine, let's get into that. I'll do some test hands and combos here in a minute, just kind of show y'all some of the stuff y'all can do. And this deck performs really well. I took it to locals not too long ago. Did really well. I think my only loss was maybe Snake Eyes. 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Droplet. So Droplet is so good in this deck. Again, like you said, like I showed you earlier, we have the Wing Karibo, the new Wing Karibo card, and you can just discard it for free. Discard Mally. So even if you have a brick hand plus this, you can still break boards a lot. And then last but not least, 1 Called By, 1 Foolish, 1 Rhoda. The deck is 41 cards. You can bump it up to 42 and play Rivalry. I think right now, though, Rivalry is going to be more of a side deck card for matchups where it's a blowout. But it is good breaking boards, and it's good going second or first in the right matchups. You could, I highly recommend the Droplet. Ash, Imperm are the best as far as hand traps go. Like some people will say, you can cut 1 Stratos, maybe the Wing Karibo, play 2 more non-engine. But guys, if you're not going to play 15 to 18 hand traps, you're probably not going to see 2 and 3 in 1 opening hand. So anyway, I'd rather have just one of these and maybe this and break a board, because this deck can break boards very well. Let's get into the extra deck. So for our extra deck, the MVP Double Dark Law. You really want this, and I've actually considered playing 2 Mass Change for that reason, because this guy is just he's FTK for some decks. Ab-Zero, I never really go into this card, but it's really good in certain situations. because he has the effect where if he leaves the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So it's really good. Masked Hero Blast, just for a Stratos mass change target. Dystopia for times that you need it and you can't really go into DPE. 1 DPE because it's just really good. This should be on your inboard. It's pretty much attainable through any hero's combo. Like, your worst combos end with this, and that's like still not that bad. And he just recurs. He can also recur Denier, and Denier can use his effect. Blah blah blah. You know, it's pretty simple. It's not necessarily a simple deck, but it's not linear, but what it tries to do is very much the same every time. This is another one of your win conditions. He gets huge, and then you have Infernal Rage. He's part of your combo. Wake Up, another one of your win conditions, and it's critical to your combo at times. But a lot of times I'll just save it for an OTK. Sunrise, some people play double Sunrise. I don't think it's necessary. 2 extra hero Cross Crusader. It's mandatory at 2 because on the follow-up you're going to need it most likely. 1 Wonder Driver, and then 1 Dread Decimator. Make sure you can see this. Dread Decimator, and then 1 Infernal Divisor. So all of these are very critical to your combo. This one probably comes up, well, they really all come about the same. So let's get into some test hands, and let me just kind of freestyle some combos for y'all. They're not going to be, you know, nothing crazy. I'm just going to show y'all what y'all can do. So we will draw 5 cards. 4, 5. All right, we'll have our deck right here, and I'm just going to kind of freestyle. Okay, so this is actually one of our, not the best hand you want to see, but having Poly and Miracle Fusion sometimes, especially going second, can actually help you break through boards. So I would start off here. I would go a Hero Lives, pay 4,000, and special summon our buddy Stratos. It's always Stratos because you want to have different names on the field. So Stratos, you can go ahead, since you have Poly and Miracle Fusion in hand, I would go ahead and add any hero monster. In this case, since we have Ferris, I would go ahead and add maybe the Neos. I know that looks a little weird, because we're going to have to normal summon to get Ferris out, and we already have that line. You could also get Denier, Malicious, but it just depends kind of what you're doing here. I'm going to go ahead and get Neos, just so we have that ability for fusion, or you can go ahead and get Liquid Soldier and try to fix your hand. So it's kind of up to you. We'll do Liquid Soldier just to be a little greedy and just see kind of what we can do. So at this point, I would just keep I would combo here in your normal combo because they don't really know any hand knowledge. So I would go ahead and tribute. We would go Ferris effect. We don't have to discard. You can also normal. Ferris effect is going to place increase, wherever increase may be. This is why you play. Well, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Increase effect. Increase effect to special. Vion effect to dump. Mally. We can't add a Poly because we already have it. So right here, I'm gonna link these away straight into Cross Crusader effect. If you're gonna nib heroes, here's the point to nib, to be honest with you, just so y'all know. Now we're gonna go Cross Crusader effect, and this is going to add you any hero. Yeah, any hero. Add 1 hero monster with a different name. Yeah. Right here's where you add Denier. So add this. So we'll banish Mally. go ahead and get Mally. What you want to do here is go ahead and use the polymerization for DPE. You want to establish DPE as early as possible. So now what we can do, we have Miracle Fusion in hand, we have this Liquid Soldier in hand. You're going to go ahead and use Denier's Effect. So basically, if it's in your, if you have this in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. So special summon it, put this back, his once per duel effect, put this back. Now, it just depends on how you want to do this. Go ahead and make Infernal Divisor. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Infernal Divisor. Divisor effect is going to add us any hero monster. We're going to reveal Shining Neos Wingman to add. Sorry, I ain't played this deck in quite a while. But anyways, it's pretty much like riding a bike once you get it. So now we're going to add this. Now we're going to go ahead and banish the Mally to bring back the other Mally. Alright, so now what you do, go ahead, actually, there's a couple options here. What I would probably do, in this case, just to build, we'll go ahead and do this, grab another Mally. Kind of holding the Miracle Fusion just in case we get nibbed, but I'm not really worried about nib that much. Infernal Divisor. Add ourselves the poly back. Now, we're going to go ahead and activate the poly again, fusing these two. So this will get us into our this one. Hold on. Wait. I always get them mixed up. Wait, why am I not reading it? Yeah, okay. So now we'll bring out this fella. So we'll go chain 1, chain 2. This is going to draw 2, discard 1. So we'll just cut here, simulate a cut. 2. Oh, we drew 2 Stratos. That's kind of terrible. Yeah, that's kind of terrible. And then we'll grab ourselves the Favorite Contact. Keep in mind, we pretty much do all of this under nib. I mean, where's our Favorite Contact? Favorite Contact. So now we have lots of stuff set up. Right here is where you want to Miracle Fusion. You can just send this one, and I mean, it doesn't really matter here. I'd probably send one of the Stratos. It don't really matter. To go into Wake Up. Wait, never mind. We have to use anyway, before you do that, actually, I wasn't thinking. Before you do that, you're gonna use this effect to tag out. Yeah, I wasn't thinking there. It's weird because we had 2 of the things we were trying to get to. So now you'd activate Miracle Fusion, do this and this. Go ahead and I'd put that in attack because he gets pretty big. Makes all your monsters bigger. Now we're gonna get the Wake Up. Okay, so now this will be your inboard. This will be in the grave. We'll be able to get this back next turn. I will show you how. So we would set Favorite Contact. We would move to end phase. Hopefully they don't have it. If they do have nib, then it kind of, I mean, it doesn't really do that much here because a lot of people just hold it till the end. So in the end phase, we're going to DPE pop, mandatory chain 1, chain 2. we're going to go ahead and grab Shadow Mist. Where'd you go? Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist effect is going to add Mass Change. Mass Change still in end phase. We will activate Mass Change. You can do this one or this one. Doesn't really matter. Because you can't use his... You can only use one of his effects per turn. So then you put this in the far... Let me organize this a little bit better. So you would summon him. Now in the next turn, you would... Sorry, this is... A lot goes on. In their standby phase, you're going to bring this back. DPE. It's not the best to have him here, but we kind of have to. Well, you can also bring him back right here. And then anytime... So if you hear a monster's normal special summon to zone this card, points 2, you can add. So then you can trigger off this. And you do this in standby to play around talents. I would add back the Miracle Fusion or the Poly. It doesn't really matter. Probably the Miracle Fusion would be best. So now what they're up against is whatever cards you draw into. So we happen to have an Ash Blossom. This monster's getting big. Their monsters are getting small because we have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like 9 heroes in the grave, so they're dropping a lot of attack. We have DPE pop. We have Dark Law. This is a very hard board for Snake Eyes to out. Even then, if they go Droplet for... They would have to go Droplet for 2. So they're starting off with 4 cards at that point. Or, wait, no. 3 cards in their hand. That's fine. I mean, they go Snake Eyes Ash, effect, Ash. Now they got 2 cards in hand. Say they summon the Witch effect, set on a new chain. Favorite contact. Shuffle these back. I'm just completely spitballing. You don't want to just randomly do stuff. We're going to go effect. We have 1, 2, and then they probably have 3, 4, so we can pop their whole board, basically. And then at that point, we're just like we have a starter in hand, we have Miracle Fusion. I mean, I don't know what they do. They don't do anything there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing else they can do. And then just we get back turn. I mean, they actually couldn't even do the Witch because of Dark. Well, no, we simulated Droplet, so worst case scenario, they had Droplet. Anyway, we draw for turn. Yeah, I mean, you just literally just switch everything to attack and you just win. You just literally win. I mean, yeah, you just win here. Like there's absolutely nothing they could do. So, anyways, guys, I know I did it a little bit janky because I haven't played the deck that recently. I've been playing other stuff, so yeah. But that's kind of like your best case scenario. I mean, that's a really, really hard board to beat. I mean, especially with the Dark Law against like Snake Eyes. This deck has a really good Snake Eyes matchup if you can establish Dark Law. Even going second, establishing Dark Law is really good. And then DPE is really good. One thing you can do, Miracle Fusion. So if you wanted to, what you can do here just to help if you really need to go for the OTK, you can go ahead and make this. But if you want to get your Poly back, you can do something else first. So, hold on. The Grave. I'm just kind of going kind of greedy here. Shadow Mist. If he's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 hero monster from your deck to the hand. So we're going to go ahead and add Plasma. Plasma is really good for breaking boards. Now we have our Miracle Fusion. We can go ahead and get rid of just 2 random hero monsters. We can do our Wake Up. We can do Stratos. Go in for this guy right here. Must be fusion summoned. You can then add back the trap from deck or graveyard to your hand. At this point, like, you just like, you've played under Nib. Your monsters are gaining a bajillion attack. This thing's massive. This thing's massive. Everything is gaining attack. They're all huge. Like, you'd have to sit here and do a math equation to figure out how big they are. Hey, let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on this deck. Maybe I could have did that combo better. I mean, the hand was kind of weird. I just wanted to kind of show you where you could get just kind of freestyling. You know, maybe I could have played around certain hand traps better. By no means am I the hero master. I don't claim to be. I love the deck. I've played it a good bit, just not recently. But yeah, I mean, I think the deck can compete at the highest levels, especially with somebody who really knows the deck. You know, somebody like me that probably don't need to take that deck to a regional, or else I'll probably play into Nib and Ogre and everything else, you know, inoptimally or unoptimally, whatever the correct word is. Anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment on what deck profile you'd like me to do next. I'm always open to suggestions. So anyways, see you later.